dying, we gotta bring the awareness for ourselves. So we gotta come out here and make the noise for these people. So today we out here for the Freeman family. I'm gonna let them say their own story because only they can say their own story. But of course, we're gonna talk about the justice system. We're gonna talk about that nasty ass workhouse. I don't know who else ain't never been in there, but I've been in there. I almost died in there myself. I had a seizure in there and they just rolled me into another room. They didn't care. I know countless people in there that OD'd in there, died. I know it's dirty, it's nasty, it's one of the worst jails in the country. For real, it's unjust because you got 23 hours, most times 24 hours of no sunlight. You are in solitary confinement with 30 other people and it's only meant for 15 other people. And you in there solitary confinement, and you in there by yourselves, and you're in there crowded, and you're in there hot, or you're in there cold, and you're in there smelling like whatever they boiling over there that smells like hot caca. Trying to keep my language down. But that's what we're here today. We're here to bring light on a situation that happened in there that shouldn't happen to anybody. No matter your status in life, you should still have rights. You should still have dignity, no matter what you do, no matter what your crime is. No matter what you do, that's why we have a justice system. We have
I didn't tell you to do that.
It is not just you're going to die because you jaywalked or whatever you did. You got to go to court. You got to see the lawyer, talk to your lawyer, see the judge, and then you bring your crime and you get adjudicated for your crime and you do your time. Nowhere does it say that it's a capital punishment for doing whatever. So you're trying to make every crime a capital punishment. So that brings us all here together today. Once again, we got to add another name. Once again, we got to add another name. I'm going to say it again. Once again, we got to add another name on the list that we said we don't want to add no more names to. We keep coming out here, and it be the same core people. The people that's out here today, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people in TV land. We need some support. And when you meet these families, you put yourself in these families' shoes because it can easily be you. It can easily be your brother. It can easily be your mother. It can easily be your sister. Anyway in this system. This system is cattle slavery, however they want to call it, 13th Amendment, however they want to call it. It is detriment to our community. And you don't even have to be black to be in our community. You just have to have the right money statute. Or not the right money statute to get a lawyer. Because believe me, if we had $1 million lawyers right now, we wouldn't have this problem. We wouldn't be in this court. We would have justice. Whatever way you want to make it that word, we could have justice. But since we don't have all that money right now, and we need funding for everybody to say what you're doing in these parks and talking. Use your wallets and fund these people. But I'm rambling on, but yeah, we're rambling on. My bad.
I'm gonna cut in real quick. What a beautiful life we have lost. I'm gonna say that again. I said, what a beautiful young life we have lost. Again, we are losing the young ones, people. Can I get some crowd feedback? I'm gonna ask some questions real quick.
Yes.
Does fighting happen regularly in jail?
Yes.
Yes.
Does rape happen regularly in jail?
Yes. Yes.
What about drug use in jail?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's a must. Yeah, that's a definitely yes.
So it's a failing system, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna say that again. It's a failing system.
Yes.
But the real question is, how long has that system been failing?
Since there's been
Long
a system.
time.
Since there's been a system.
Since it's been put in place. It's been taking us off this earth. And because it keeps taking us off this earth, that system needs to go.
That's right.
It only makes sense that we get rid of the current system.
That's right.
I know some people don't like talking about abolition. I know that's a scary word to a lot of people, but it's a word we need to start looking at just by definition. It means to delete current system.
That's right.
Delete the current system, okay?
Not working.
Hold the phone.
The fighting that happens in there is ridiculous. This is a place where we send people for reform.
That's right.
Oh man, how you gonna get reformed if you're getting drugs in there? If you're being raped in there? If you're constantly fighting in there? If they're not feeding you enough in there? If you're being extorted in there? If you're not being educated in there, you're being mistreated in there. And then we send these people back onto the street where they don't become better people, they become better criminals, because even out here, the law still takes away from them. They can't get housing. They can't get good jobs.
That's right.
They're battling even when they done their time.
Tell the truth.
this is a system in which it captured this beautiful life at an early age. She was battling through the system. She's been there multiple times. And you know what? The system did nothing for her. Every time she went in there, they didn't reform her. They got a check off of her. That's correct.
That's right. She's another number.
And when we're looked at as numbers, we're treated as animals in these systems. There's no love or compassion for us within these systems. What are we supposed to do when we come back to our community? I want to say, in closing for me, I am so deeply sorry for the loss of this beautiful life. Because again, we keep losing these beautiful lives within these systems that don't work for us. So I'm going to challenge everybody here who can hear me today. What we're going to do is we're going to challenge our own complacency within these systems. In order to get change, we must work hard for that change. We must be out here daily, monthly, weekly, every hour, boots on the ground, because we need change, or this is going to happen a lot more. It's going to happen regularly.
Right.
And it already does. So again, I'm challenging your own complacency today to be that change, to fight this system before it takes one of yours.
That's right.
That's right.
Today is mine, tomorrow's yours. That's the fact.
Woo!
My name is Malia. My brother comes downtown along with Devon here, and there's a lot of reasons that we have to come out. This is unfortunately yet another one. The system is broken, and in all the many facets in which the community is hurting and is affected directly by law enforcement. There's just that many reasons in many ways in which we need to change it. Being incarcerated, and whether that is on a federal level or in a county jail, there should be 24-hour surveillance. They come around every night to make sure that you're there because they want to clock your freedom, but they don't want to clock and make sure that you're okay, that you're eating, that you're
That's right.
that you get to your court date. They're not worried about that. You're not human. You were a criminal before you even stepped foot in the jail. So we need to change the system. The system is broken. We know that. There's too many examples, and unfortunately there's been another beautiful life that has been added into that. There's another family that has to sit here and fight for something that's owed to them. Justice, humanity, compassion.
Yes.
They're
Right.
not doing their jobs. They can try to take it as we're coming from an emotional point of view. We're black, so we feel some type of way. We're biased. Well, why do you think that is? But if you want to hit them with just facts and just keep it on an all-the-way logical level, y'all not doing y'all's jobs.
That's
You're
right.
supposed to make sure they're safe. You're supposed to make sure they're safe from each other and themselves. You're supposed to make sure that they're healthy. You're supposed to make sure that they're alive. And if someone brings it to your attention that someone needs help, you're supposed to bring medical attention to them immediately. We've seen instances of police officers being bad to inmates. It's not just on television shows. Jason Meade, who murdered Casey Goodson, had to be taken away from inmate access because he was doing something wrong.
Right.
And as we already know, bad stuff happens and they don't get any type of consequences or any type of repercussions. So what, can you imagine what he did to actually get some sort of, something on him where he can't have access to it? Look at how there was a lack of medical assistance for Andre Hill from both Adam Coy and Amy Detweiler and any of the all other 20 plus officers that was on scene that night. And he was alive for a while.
10 minutes.
And they didn't help him.
Yeah. So we know how it is. We know what they do. We know what they're capable of. What they're capable of. We unfortunately get to see the proof in the puddles of blood every day. So it is up to us to demand more, and demand more as taxpayers that pay these people to go out here and treat us like we ain't shit.
That's right.
So you guys have my undying support, because this is something that we all should be passionate about, and it shouldn't take another one of us to die for us to feel like this needs to be corrected.
That's right.
It's horribly flawed, and we are paying the ultimate price. And I love each and every last one of y'all, and that's why that love here is going to help us actually make this change. We need to unite and love each other and stand behind that, and stand behind each other and behind these families, because it damn well sure can and will, maybe, very well be one of us in the near future, and I pray that that does not happen.
All
It's
right.
very realistic that it may be, and it's very realistic that we need to actually put boots on the ground every day and be out here demanding change in all aspects to get some sort of justice. Justice is bringing her back. We can't do that. Justice is not having her be gone in the first place. So we need to come together and we need to demand more for ourselves and for each other. And I'm done with that. Thank you.
I'm gonna introduce our first speaker. She's a harm reductionist. She's been doing this type of work for about 10 years. She's been like the boots on the ground, passing out Narcan, doing stuff that what we would assume our law enforcement to do and our law enforcement to do, they don't. And they make these people jump through all these hoops in order to get the help and support that they do get. And when they get it, it's terrible support. It supports them, humiliates them, makes them feel like less than a human. But she does a great job of treating people with respect who are in these situations. And that's Miss Diana.
Woo, 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 woo,
Hey y'all, I'm Diana. Like Ramon said, I'm a harm reductionist. So my main focus is people out on the street, meeting people where they're at. A lot of the people I meet with are newly released from jail, or they think they're on their way back. It's like a revolving door. Once you get out and you don't have a place to go, someone's gonna call the cops on you for just existing and not having a place to go, and then they take you right back. So before I get started, I also want to say I brought boxes of Narcan. Please take it, and if you need more, you can connect with me, Ramon, or Rita Richmond. This is no questions asked, free. There are other sources in the state that it is free, but you have to answer several questions that can be traumatizing and personal about your experience with overdose and personal information about being incarcerated and health. So if you want Narcan for free, please take it, because we all know bystanders reverse overdoses all the time here. Our state is number 2 for fatal overdoses, but we're ranked in the 30s for drug use. That's a huge gap. And you know this isn't a rare thing for people to be overdosing in the jail. So one of the things I think we need to do more than just stop at awareness and read. We need to keep pushing for demands to have this available to people that are in jail, not just the officers.
Right.
We don't have time to wait around. Every second counts, and it's really, they're high risk. You go in there in withdrawal, it's traumatizing. Not one person here hesitated to say yes when we asked if people are being raped in there and if it's easy to get in drugs in there. Everybody here knows. We need to push for this Narcan to be available, maybe near the phones, and for training for every person that is jailed. And we need to also remember we have stigma within us to break too. The overdose crisis is not an addiction crisis. You do not need to have a chaotic relationship with drugs to be overdosing. And you do not need to actively be doing drugs to go in jail and then overdose. It's really hard to get your medication if you are on medication for regulating your safe life, and they're not quick to disperse or care for you. You are dehumanized when you're in jail. If they find out you have other mental illnesses or any drug history, they don't want to serve you. They think it's funny that you're sick or you would die. So we need to push for this to be available to inmates.